A beautiful morning to you and thanks for joining us on the Breakfast Show. It is Rapid Sport Highlight. I am Ijoma Victor. Now we bring you all the latest coming from the world of sport, but our focus will be on the AFCON semi-finals 2025 Morocco, the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations. Now, Nigeria will attempt to write another significant chapter in their African Cup of Nations history when they face host Morocco in the semi-finals of the 2025 tournament at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat on Wednesday night. Now, with a place in the 9th continental final at stake, now, victory will take the Super Eagles into their second consecutive AFCON finals, repeating a feat last achieved between 1988 and 1990, and draw them level with Ghana on 9 final appearances. Nigeria's previous final appearance came in 1980, 1984, 1988, 1990, 1994, 2000, 2013 and 2023, and a win in Rabat would also mark their 4th appearance in the final stage in North Africa. Since lifting the trophy in 2013, only Egypt, Senegal and Ivory Coast have managed to reach multiple finals alongside Nigeria, which underlines the scale of their opportunity facing Eric Chelle's side. Nigeria's record at the semi-final stage reflects both pedigree and pressure. They have reached their stage 15 times, winning 8, losing 7, with the 1976 edition decided by a second group phase rather than a knockout match. Now, no nation has failed to progress from more AFCON semi-finals than Nigeria. A statistics that illustrates both their consistency and their fine margins that often define their tournament runs. Chasing a 4th AFCON title, the Super Eagles arrive in Rabat as the only team with a perfect record at the 2025 final, having won all 5 of their matches so far. Morocco, by contrast, are unbeaten with 4 wins and 1 draw, beyond buoyed by home support and a disciplined structure that has carried them through the competition. Now, it will be the 6th AFCON meetings between the two nations, and all 5 previous encounters at the finals produced a winner, making the prospect of another decisive outcome completing the task. Now, this is their first AFCON meeting in 22 years, and only the second team they will meet at the semi-final stage. Now, their first encounter at the tournament came in 1976 when Morocco won both group matches 3-1 and 2-1 on their way to their only continental title. Nigeria gained revenge in 1980 semi-finals, winning 1-0 through a 9-minute strike from Felix Owolabi en route to lifting the trophy on home soil. They met again in the group stage in 2000, where Nigeria eliminated Morocco with a 2-0 victory, goals from Finidi George and Julius Agawa, sealing progression before their most recent AFCON clash in 2004 ended in a 1-0 Moroccan win, Yusuf Haji scoring late in that game. Nigeria have faced host and co-host nations 10 times at the AFCON, recording 3 wins, 3 draws and 4 defeats. They are meeting tournament hosts for a second consecutive edition, having faced Ivory Coast in both the group stage and the final in 2003, winning the group stage encounter 1-0 before losing the final 2-1. Previous successes against hosts include a 3rd place of victory over Mali in 2002 and a group stage win against Senegal in 1992, while defeats have come again against Algeria in August 1990, group stage and also in the final. Ghana in the 2008 quarterfinals and Ivory Coast in the 2023 finals. Now, in the knockout matches against hosts, Nigeria have won only once in 5 attempts, a record that added further intrigue to Wednesday's contest. Overall, the side have met 12 times, with Morocco holding edge with 6 wins to Nigeria's 3, alongside 2 draws. Now, those draws came in the qualifications for the 1984 finals and ended goalless over 2 legs. Nigeria progressing on penalties. 7 of the 11 goals scored across the 5 AFCON meetings arrived in the second half, hinting at matches often decided by late momentum swings. Morocco enter the semi-finals seeking their first continental crown in 50 years, which will make them their 15th host nation to reach an AFCON finals and second successive host to do so. Walid Regragua side topped Group A with 7 points, beating Comoros and the Chipolopolo of Zambia and drawing with the Eagles of Mali before extending their unbeaten run in front of an expectant home crowd and a controlled 2-0 quarterfinal victory over the indomitable Lions of Cameroon in Rabat. Their defensive solidity has been a defining feature, with 4 clean sheets at the current finals and most they have ever recorded at a single edition. And goalkeeper Hussein Bourao becoming the first Moroccan to achieve the feat at the AFCON. The Atlas Lions are appearing in the semi-finals for the 5th time, having previously reached this stage in 1980, 1986, 1988 and 2004. They have won only one of their previous 3 semi-finals in 2004, and all of their semi-finals defeats were by a single goal, scoreless. Now, notably, every team that has eliminated Morocco at this stage has gone on to win the tournament, a trend Nigeria will hope to extend. A victory would carry Morocco into their second finals and first in more than 2 decades. Much of Morocco's attacking threat has come from Brahim Diaz, who has scored 5 goals, becoming the first players since 2021 to score in 5 matches at a single AFCON edition, and moving within 1 goal of Hamad Farah's national tournament record. Meanwhile, ahead of that game, coach Eric Chelle and captain Alex Iwobi spoke to journalists before the game that we go down today. Eric Sekoshel.
No, this is a big game, semi-final. We played our last game against Algeria. It was a good game for us. Now, a big game against a big team. So, we will enter slowly in this game because we have a last training session today, and we will be ready for tomorrow. There is some very good player, who are in the pitch and who wait a chance to show something that they can bring us. So I'm very confident about that. So just I have to do a choice between some player, and everything will be fine. Algeria was the biggest test. Morocco is the biggest test. Every game is the biggest test for this team because the expectation is so big. So we are ready for this game, for all of these games that we play in this tournament. We try to play every game like the last, and we will give everything, and we gave everything. So now, like I said just earlier, I have to check my player, how they are physically, because we play 2 days before, so we have to rest, and after I will judge how is my team, and we can think about the game plan. Morocco, this is a big team too. They have a lot of strengths, but some weaknesses too, and we will try to find the best weaknesses for us. This is not the same school. The football, Morocco and Algeria, is different. For me, for my vision. The coach Regragui is not the coach Petkovic, and we have to. I have to work, and our group will have to work to win this game tomorrow. We have to check our group physically, so definitely we will. If I see and if I judge, yes, we will put the bus behind our post, of course.
Yeah, the coach has said we did well against Algeria. We respect every opponent. Algeria was very good, but now we're excited with the challenge we have tomorrow. But we'll prepare and hopefully we'll be ready for the game. For me, I feel like the difference is the sense of brotherhood, the family environment that we've created for each other. Of course, the previous AFCONs we've done really well. The team have been so strong, but at the same time, the team was young and we were learning about each other. I feel like right now everybody's entering their prime. Everyone's doing well respectfully for their clubs, and you can see the joy and the chemistry that we have when we're playing for our country. I mean, it's not just on the pitch, also off the pitch. Everybody's like, there's a big unity, there's a big family, and it starts from the coach as well as the players. Like, he's brought that brotherhood, and it's nice because it's like we're one big family, and you can see on the pitch that we're fighting for each other. So I feel like that's bringing out the best, not just in me, but in all the players. I think no matter if it's the World Cup qualifiers, AFCON, we've always given 100%. I don't know where it is now. I feel like everybody has this task ahead that we want to win every game. I feel like in the World Cup qualifiers, we wanted to win as well, but it was, of course, a difficult moment for us. But with this, obviously, disappointment, we kind of use it as motivation to go and achieve something for our country, for ourselves, for our family. So I can't pinpoint what it is to say there's something different. I just know we have the same mindset, the same mentality, and the same application. So we're just grateful that we're doing really well at the moment. And the same attitude we had in the World Cup qualifiers is the same attitude we have in the AFCON. And we're just trying to do our best. Of course, it's very demanding on our bodies, the travels that we've been doing, but we're professional footballers. We can't use travel as an excuse. We'll have to adapt to the circumstances, and it's one thing that we have in our camp, and it's a message we say all the time, that it doesn't matter how you are physically, you have to make sure you're mentally ready, and the coach says it to us all the time. It's about our state of mind. So of course, if we are 100%, we give 100. If we're 80%, we give 80%, and we make sure that we do our best, no matter how we're feeling. So, of course, yeah, we can say the travel this, the accommodation that, but one thing about us, we won't use it as an excuse, and we'll always go out and do our best no matter what.
Okay, that was Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle and Alex Iwobi. Well, he also talked about Wilfred Ndidi, yes, suspended because of the accumulated yellow card. And for Super Eagles, Eric Chelle might have a tweak in his formation. He might still stick with his diamond formation. He might go all out with his 4-3-3 and probably have a tweak towards the end of the game. But there's something that we should know about Eric Chelle and his formation towards the 75-80 minute. And there will just be a relax in the team, but hopefully we might see a different team entirely. Now here are the possible lineup. Yes, not the actual lineup, a possible lineup. Stanley Wabali will still be in goal, standing between the sticks. Bright Osai Sama, who has been outstanding. Also, Ajayi. We also have Calvin Bassey, Bruno Onyemechi. These are the back line. Good, if you ask me. Frank Onyeka, yes, might also be stepping in. Ademola Lukman, Victor Osimhen, Adams will also. Let's talk about Akko Adams. Now, Cyril Desas is injured. will not be available. Osai Samuel, yes, is a doubt alongside Ali Bosu, also a doubt, but Ndidi will not be available. Well, like I said, this is a possible lineup. Changes can eventually go down. Meanwhile, news coming from the Confederation of African Football, CAF. Yes, they have appointed a Ghanaian referee in the person of Daniel Laye to take charge of the 2025 African Cup of Nations semi-finals between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the host, the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Now, the highly profile encounter will be played at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat at 9 p.m. on Wednesday. That is today, with Laye handling his second fixtures of the tournament. Now, Laye only previously appeared at the finals, came during the group stage in December when he officiated the game between Burkina Faso and Algeria in Group E. Now, the outing has now been followed by his appointment for the knockout fixtures, widely regarded as the final before the final. The 38-year-old will be supported by assistant referee Zakhel Suhili from South Africa, Suru Fasione of Lesotho, and Asensio Maguile of Mozambique. Now, look at what I just called: Ghana, Lesotho, Mozambique, South Africa. And I'll tell you that in the last 4 or 5 months, we have played the countries from these officials. Well, we also have the video assistant referee, yes, who also be on duty, yes, and that person that definitely will be overseen by Ambogeli. Remember Ambogeli Tom, also from South Africa, yes, with Hitam Guirant of Tunisia, and Stephen Oyango Yembe of Kenya acting as assistant VAR official. Now, Ethiopia's Lydia Tefiese Ababe was named referee assessor for the match. Now, Laye has been a FIFA listed international referee since 2014 and is a regular official in the Ghanaian Premier League. Now, his experience includes officiating in the African Cup of Nations Championship, the African Cup of Nations, and the CAF Women's Champions League, where he also served as an assistant VAR during the final. Now, he's previously handled the Ghana FA Cup final between Hearts of Oaks and Ashanti Gold in 2021. Now, CAF also simultaneously confirmed the officiating team for the other semi-finals between Senegal and Egypt at 6 p.m. Gabonese referee Pierre Ocho will take charge of the match, assisted by a compatriot of Boris Ditsoga and Stephen Mokyo from Guinea, who's with Amos Ndong as assistant referee, and Jean-Jacques Indala of DR Congo serving as fourth officials. Now, the VAR for the tie will be Peter Weweru Kamaku of Kenya, supported by Latia Vienna of Eswatini and Elvis Nupe Ngwengone of Cameroon. So it's going to be an epic encounter this evening, talking about those games that will go down. Now, let's look at the other game, Egypt and Senegal. Time definitely will not permit us, but let's tell you that Mohamed Salah is one step closer to realizing his long-held dream of winning the African Cup of Nations with Egypt, as the Pharaohs chase a record-extending 8th continental title in Morocco. Now, the 33-year-old forward has lifted major honors with Liverpool. So all is now set for the game tonight. The semi-finals of the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco, the 34th edition. Will it be Nigeria or Morocco, or will it be Senegal and Egypt? But something you need to know, all of these teams have won. Probably the players in this team, talking about Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, and Achraf Hakimi, have all won one award or the other for their teams. And if you look at the top 5 ranking in Africa, Morocco is number 1. Number 2 is Senegal. Number 3 is Algeria. Number 4 is Egypt. And number 5 is Nigeria. I guess your guess is as good as mine. Well, 5 p.m. we'll be doing that roundup and looking at the game between Senegal and Egypt. And hopefully we will highlight all the games later this evening. The morning show still continues as the breakfast show still continues with Mata and Victor Ake. I am Ijoma Victor signing out.